a ticket that came in very handy. This thing here, if you can see it.
JB's Theater.
Yep. This, if you look at the back, entitled you to get in free. So you didn't need, like necessarily a ticket. You could go in and see any show that was there,
right?
Which was a pretty amazing thing to have. And that was, that was one to keep in the pocket because there were so many good shows that came to JB's Theater, which was in the Westgate Plaza. JB Scott's was a little bit further down the street. And JB Scott's, I mean, I could go into a whole list of bands that I saw there that were amazing. And I think at the top of the list of the bands that played there would be U2. They played there a couple of times and then played the University of Albany for Mayfest. And all that happened within probably a year and a half, 2 shows at JB Scott's and then SUNY Mayfest. And the Mayfest show was absolutely amazing. So, we could talk about U2. Great touring band. They played, what was it? The Saratoga Harness Track on, I think it might have been this one, the Zoo Tour.
Look at you with your backstage pass.
Yeah, listen, I came, prepared. So U2, another fine band, not hot and cold live for me. Always enjoyed them, but I didn't have the same vibe that I would get from going to see like Bruce Springsteen. I'd leave there, they're really good, they're amazing, but I didn't have the same vibe.
Yeah, U2 was one that's still on my list that I haven't had a chance to see for whatever reason. And Aerosmith was on that list for a long time that always missed whatever it was, scheduling and when they popped into town. But finally made that happen.
Yeah, well, Times Union Center shows, they were good. I mean, excellent. I think the last time they played there,
2015.
They were really, really good. Just jumping back to JB Scott's and favorites again. Ramones.
Oh God.
Unbelievable band. Unbelievable. I mean, so basic, so raw. And I saw them a couple of times at JB Scott's in a small club. They were amazing. They were absolutely amazing. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, it was just, 1, 2, 3, 4, next song. And
the energy that they brought to the stage every single night in 2 minutes and 20 seconds of song, it was incredible.
Yeah. So I think, so far I have not zeroed in on 3, have I?
No, we're working through a bunch of different things here, but you talk about JB Scott's, and that was a big deal around here, and each town has those clubs. I mean, I had the chance down in Poughkeepsie. That was the one that everybody went to for seeing shows. And in Schenectady back in the day, it was the Aerodrome, which was the big place where Led Zeppelin played in '69.
No, I got one for you.
Oh, you do?
Yes, that I went to. I was working in Utica at the time at WOUR, and we used to do a live broadcast concert series from 4 Acres in Marcy, New York. That was the club, the 4 Acres.
Okay.
And the band, there were a couple of bands I saw there, and this was kind of new wave punk era, but it was Elvis Costello and the Attractions I could have been one of the first tours they did of the States. They played there, and you can actually, I think you can hear a recording of that show, our broadcast. If you look it up on YouTube, it may be there, just the audio. But again, here is a guy that he was on fire. That was the peak of his anger and everything else. And he just came in, and Elvis Costello and the Attractions just were an amazing band to see at that time. So there were clubs like that, like you were talking about, JB Scott's, down your way, the Chance, 4 Acres in Marcy. Ian Dury and the Blockheads played there, for God's sake.
Oh, another great band.
And they were great. Yeah, absolutely. They did not get the attention that they deserved in this country. They were pretty popular in England, but they did not get the attention.
They were, I think, as they'd say in England, a randy lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I tried to interview Ian Dury, and I could not understand a word he said because he had such a Cockney accent. It was very difficult.
You could barely understand him when he sang, too. But it was great.
Sex and drugs and rock and roll.